We got an FG6, I think it's an FG6, that one going, isn't it? Yes, it's Richard Nixon, of course. Sorry, Richard, I wasn't looking at you properly there. Yes, she's 1946, and she's Howard Gardner again. Oh no, she's not, I need to apologise. No, she is Gardner powered. She's Gardner powered. There we go. Now then, we've got an S.
S20, George. S20 powdered bulk oil tanker. Beautifully turned out by Peter Thompson from County Durham. Come all the way down from County Durham with this magnificent machine. I think it's wonderful. It appeared here for the first time last year, and it's been seen around the country, various rallies and shows since then. Immaculately turned out.
Yes, Bob. Hello, Bob. Again, folks, ladies and gentlemen, you can see an 8-wheel bulker. Very nice, Bob. Breeden and Cloudhill of Derby there. I think they used to carry weight of around the 20-ton mark of days for that particular vehicle. Again, beautifully turned out. They are nice, aren't they, folks? Now then, we've got a 6-wheel recovery vehicle, and I think this has got the 2-stroke engine in. I'm pretty sure it's got the 2-stroke in. I think that's a hand-cranked lifting gear on the back. Oh, sorry, folks, it's a Gardner 6LW. Again, beautifully turned out. You know, when you look at them, there's an awful lot of work in keeping these vehicles this way. And it's nice to see it, folks, isn't it? It brings back a lot of memories to a lot of people who were in the business many, many years ago. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, we have a low loader situation here. There's a reason they call low loaders with a swan neck, as you can see, it drops down the back. This is powered by a beautiful sounding 2-stroke engine. I think when he gets a little bit closer to us, he'll do us the honours of put a little bit of power on so we can hear that beautiful. There we go, folks. Isn't that beautiful? In the late 60s and 70s on the old Shap roads, you'd hear these going along. Oh, there was a beautiful old sound. You knew you had one behind you because you could hear him coming. Now at the top end of the range again, the driver's ideal machine, I suppose. Anything. The Caterpillar 300 again, we come up with the Cat engine. Sleeper cab, 38 ton gross. And that is a beautifully turned out vehicle. And it's Mr. Beresford from York there. Nice to see you out of York. Very nice. Now we go back to the bulker situation again. S21, Mickey Mouse. And I think that again is Gardner powered, is it? He's a stroker. If you just give me a wind up on that engine, I'll find it out. That's a stroker. That's a beautiful sounding engine, sir. Take him on nicely, high-sided body to stop all this falling out. Now we go back in time. Robson's of Carlisle. Very, very well-known old company out of Carlisle, as I said yesterday. They have this unique thing of naming all their vehicles. That is the Border of Prince. I don't know where the Banshee is this morning, but that's now under a company called UCI. Now the next one you got, I think is actually, I'll leave to Kevin for a minute.
Okay, thanks, George. Specialist machine you see now. Foden were very big in the field of timber tractors in the 1940s. This machine is built to haul logs out of the forest. There's a crane on the back for lifting them onto the trailer. There's a great big winch on the back for winching the logs out of the forest to the loading area. We believe this was the only 6-wheel timber tractor that Foden's ever built, although they built a great number of 4-wheel timber tractors. I think you'll see one coming through later on. A lot of them operated by the Forestry Commission. 1954 haulage tractor now, similar to the timber tractor but without the winch on the back. This one was operated by the Great Western Railway, believe it or not. Used for general haulage purposes, presumably around station yards and so on and so forth. Graham Cole of Etney, Gloucestershire, brought it to show us. Now we've got the 3 newest vehicles on the field. At least 2 of these are as yet unregistered. Brand new vehicles, the new Foden 4000 series, launched to the world less than 1 month ago. Completely renewed cab. The interior of the cab has all been redesigned. The cab mountings are different, the cab steps are different. The whole vehicle has been tidied up specifically to compete with the other competition that's out in the marketplace today. The new Foden 4000 series. Very pleased to have these here, courtesy of one courtesy of the factory and 2 of them courtesy of Foden main dealers. Thank John here in particular from Sandbach for giving up his weekend to bring this vehicle down to see us. S36, I think. Oh, okay. S36 two-stroke engine from the wheeler here. Here is the two-stroke that goes past. Nicely sheeted load on there, shows the lorry as it would be seen working. Number 1, very odd-looking vehicle, Tonka toy. Now this is John Leonard Ianson, all the way from County Durham, with a very old Foden dump truck, 1956. In fact, it's not John Leonard driving; it's another John. It's John Vernon. 4-cylinder, two-stroke engine dump truck, built in 1956. Worked for the Slag Reduction Company on, presumably on mining waste tips, etc. This has recently been rescued by John Leonard Ianson. They've already, John and his father have already done work on the engine, which is why you can hear the vehicle sounding as sweet as it is today.
Change over, mate.
Soon to get stuck into that bodywork. John Mitchell now from Worthing in Sussex with an S20 four-wheel flat, very nicely turned out. Supplied new to Watneys, believe it or not. It was a Chinese 6 recovery vehicle at one time, which meant it would have had 2 steering axles. It's been through a number of different guises. Now we have a showman's tractor, and I'm just advised that Hatwells were a local Showland family. Nice little FG tractor, complete with generator on the back in proper Showland format. John Pearson now from Coventry. It's a DG four-wheeler, built 1937. The DG series of vehicles really was what pulled Fodens out of the doldrums after the Great Recession. Very, very successful range of vehicles, the DGs. They went on into the 1940s. Very nice example here from John. Followed up by the series that followed, the FG series. 8-wheel vehicle here. New to iTransport in Suffolk, I happen to know. Supplied by Barnards of Stowmarket because my father used to work there. John recently took this vehicle back to Suffolk and was met by the original owner and the original driver who went to collect it from the factory when it was new. (1954) that was. Now, very first time out this, Terry Pearson, S21 four-wheeler. Again in the family's haulage livery. You'll see Pearson's lorries all over the place. In fact, there's a more modern example following along behind. But we're very pleased to see Terry here with his S21 four-wheeler today. As I said, first time out of the yard since a complete, thorough restoration and overhaul.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, back again now. This is a 1960 S21. It's an 8-wheel ridge, as you can, well, no, it's not. It's well, she's a tractor unit with, on the back end you've got the two-stroke engine there. Very, very nicely sounded. Wind him up, boy. Let him go. Now then, we've got Mr. Allman's here. I do believe that's Rolls. No, it's coming. It's Gardner powered. Gardner 180 on that one. Yeah, I've got it right this time. Rolls are still trying to work a living with it, but you keep him going there, boy. Very nicely done. That's in work situation, as you can see. That's how you would expect to see some of them about. Now then, next folks, we have the Showman's tractor unit. Very, very nicely turned out again. Your powered Gardner. A little ballast box on the back there, just to keep the weight down. He's going well there. Go on, wind him up a little bit. That's it. I know diesel's expensive. This is a 1977 S83. At the moment, she's in the middle of restoration, as you can see, you know, obviously. But again, we know next year that this vehicle's going to look like the rest of them do in an excellent condition. I think Kevin knows more about this one than I do.
Yes, in fact, this vehicle, I think now owned by Viv Harbour, who's driving it, was actually supplied to Perkins of Peterborough and used as a test bed, prototype Perkins engine installation in it. So this is the only real Perkins engine vehicle you're likely to see in the Foden arena today. There are others with Rolls-Royce engines, which were later taken over by Perkins, but this is a genuine Perkins, ex-Perkins development.